Welcome to the Holy Roman Empire Fast Castle Build Order Guide. The main objective of this particular variation of the Fast Castle is to get aged up as soon as possible. I'm going to leave the Chad jokes out of this video as I may have went a little overboard on my last Holy Roman Empire guide, which you can check out. But this strategy is going to be helpful against opponents like Rus, so you can secure the relics by aging up before them. Our objective is to hit castle around 7 minutes 30 and have 3 prelates on the map to bring home relics as soon as possible. So no longer will you be denied by the warrior monk of the Rus that can, sprint across the map and pick up your relics. I also have a written variation of this guide in my Discord, so I'll leave a link in the description if you wanted to get access to that. I also stream on Twitch, so if you are interested in catching me live, you can check me out there. I'll also leave a link in the description for that as well. So if you do enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll be pumping out new guides every day over the next few weeks. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to queue a prelate straight away. Alright, let's go. Queue a prelate, send all your vills onto a hunt here. We're going to send one vill over to stone, house then stone I should say. And go out and start collecting sheep. So 2 things we want to look for here is sheep and also where the relics are going to be spawning. Bring our prelate across to the mill. Then new vills are going to come across the stone as well. So when we're scouting, we want to be scouting around our base. Obviously this map has a huge cliff ledge here, so I'd recommend either starting straight up the middle or coming to one side to see where the relics are. Probably is ideal to start coming up the middle so you can contest the middle sheeps, but as you've seen here, I found a bunch of sheeps here, so not a huge deal. So we're going to come back to our base with these sheep later on because we are currently getting deer. So once we have 4 vills on gold, we want to send one more vill to sheep here. And the reason we're doing sheep here is because this guy's going to start the age up for us as soon as we can. So your prelate should be empowering your deer here. 4 vills on gold, 1 more to food here on sheep, and then we're going to send 3 vills out to chop a straggler tree. Now, this build is kind of going to be best against, well, I particularly like doing this one against the Rus, because the Rus have a faster castle if you do go professional scouts, and they can also deny you relics. So the objective of this is to get up as soon as possible to castle age, because obviously relics is one of the most important things to the HRE economy right now. Okay, so we're going to have to age. We're going to start it with this vill. We are going to get this covering the gold and the wood line, and also the sheep that come to our base. I accidentally put it on top of where the wood choppers were. So the wood choppers are also going to come and build this landmark. And then we're going to send more vills out to wood until we have 3 on wood once again. So once you've started aging, you can start bringing your sheep back here, because once we've got these 3 on wood here, we're actually going to send all new vills to sheep. Now if you are versing the Rus, it might be a better idea to come over to the deer and eat as many deer as possible so that he can't actually steal the hunts that you have near your base. So there is a few slight variations within this build depending on what your opponent is doing. So now that we have 3 vills on wood, we're going to send all our new vills to sheep here, just for this demonstration. Once you have 50 wood, build a lumber camp straight away, and continuously build, or create new vills here. So at the moment, we've only scattered one relic, so not an ideal situation to be in, so we need to really figure out where the closest relics are to our base. So we haven't scattered here. I doubt that a relic is going to spawn behind there, but you never know with these kind of map generations. Once you're nearly aged as well, you want to bring your prelate back, so that as soon as you age, you can hop in the cathedral here. Okay, there's a relic right here, so it's important, like I said, to make sure you're figuring out where the relics are. If you don't see any really close to your base, I recommend scouting all the black spaces near your base, because usually there is one safe relic at least for you to find. Oops, housed. Hasn't stopped field production yet, so once you get 50 wood, just build a house straight away. Pop your prelate in the cathedral. See how I placed it on the wood line, capturing the gold line, and also capturing my food villages here. That is the ideal situation. It's not always going to be the case. Like if my gold mine spawned like out here or something like that, there's no way for me to capture the wood line and the gold line and the food, so I would just prioritize the wood and food. The reason we don't prioritize the gold is because we're not going to be gathering that much gold in age 3 because of our relics. So it's more important to get the wood and food. So continue scouting, looking for the relics. It is pretty awkward that we've only scouted 2 relics here. My guess is there has to be one like right here, or I've got it all scouted here. Okay. This is super unlucky spawn for a strat like this. Okay, so he's got one right behind his base. So there potentially could be one right here. We'll bring back our scout through the middle and take a look behind our base. So as you can see, our gold is already ready to age, but our food isn't. That's okay, because after the next ville, I should say, we're actually going to cure prelate so that we can go out onto the map before we've finished aging, and we can start collecting those relics ASAP. Relics, I should say. So far, we only have identified where the first 2 relics are that we're going to be getting. Just a really bad map spawn. Sometimes this happens though. So once we have the food to age, we want to bring 10 vills across to it, because our goal is to get up as soon as possible. Now with food vills here, we're going to build 2 stables so we can pump out lancers as soon as we can. Now the reason we're going lancers and not something like men-at-arms here is because lancers are already going to be teched up as soon as you age, and having stronger units right as you age is quite impactful, especially when there's not really any civs that can kind of compete with this. So we're looking to age up at around the 730, 740 mark here. We got 2 prelates coming out here. I have no idea what's going on with this spawn. I feel like it could even be bugged unless he's just got all the relics on his side here. I think we may have just gotten unlucky with our scouting path. We want to build another house. As soon as we age, we want to start queuing lancers. So once you built the landmark, you want to split around 50-50 between, there's the other relic. Okay. I cancelled my prelate because I couldn't see the other relic. But ideally you would create 3 prelates and pick up the 3 closest relics to you straight away. But in this case, we'll settle for 2. Got lancers coming out, and this is all before 8 minutes, right? So we're gonna have 2 lancers coming out around 8:20. Okay, yeah, he just did get all the relics on his side, basically. And from here, what you want to do is, if they're in your base attacking you, obviously you want to repel the pressure with lancers. If you don't send your lancers in one by one if they have a bunch of pikes. Make sure you're gaining a reasonable number before you actually go in. And as soon as you get 2 relics in this cathedral, switch all of your guys off of gold, and onto food and wood. So with this build, you want to start putting more bills on wood as well, because it's likely that you're going to need to like farm a little bit earlier. And you also want to be dropping down like barracks in case they have like a massive pikes, which you're not going to be able to deal with. So we're going to send this guy back out to go get relics. Now our goal with these lancers, if this was a real game, would be go out and protect this prelate that's going out to get the relic here. And then from there you can switch your attention to being more aggressive. And you want to be aggressive as possible, obviously depending on the situation of the game, but you really want to be using your tech advantage right now. So right now we have Castle Age Knights, and it's likely that your opponent only has Feudal Age units right now. So you want to be making the most of that. So from here, we're just going to continue building Raxes. For now, we'll go with, say, 2 Raxes, upgrade your Men-at-Arms, build a Blacksmith. If you do have 3 relics at this stage of the game, you want to consider building a market, because your gold income is going to be kind of through the roof right now. And then our sheep, as we can see, are running low, so we'll probably need to go to berries here. In most situations, professional scouts is going to be better, but there are some matchups that you just want to get up earlier than what professional scouts allows you to do. The biggest one that I mentioned before is Rus. Rus is going to be your biggest threat when it comes to securing relics. Rus is always going to be going professional scouts, right? So if you're skipping it and you're getting up before 8 minutes, there's no way that he's going to be up within that time to deny your relics. So if you get up at that time and you're out with your prelates at the relics as you're aged, you can bring home 3 pretty safely with this build. So the Rus build is quite dominant on the ladder, especially at my elo anyway. It might be a little bit different for you guys, but if you are seeing it and you're getting sick of it and you are a HRE main, I recommend doing this build. Like, it's pretty rare that a Rus player is going to be competitive with the age up times, and even if they are, you're going to be at the relics, ready to take them before he can do anything about it. So hopefully you enjoyed this guide, this fast castle, or pretty much as fast as you can get, and also be able to get units out as soon as you age. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did find this helpful, find this useful, please feel free to like and subscribe to help the channel. I will be coming out with more guides in the future. You can check out my old ones as well, like my HRE Fast Imperial guide, which is pretty fun. I'll also be uploading a Professional Scouts version of this build later on. So keep your eyes peeled, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.